Hey everyone, what's going on? Yes, I have a New York hoodie on. It's cropped actually. Even I'm kind of fat. I look so fat right now. So I wanted to talk about a particular topic that I've spoken about before, but I deleted the video, but I want to talk about it again. Um, this topic, I'm gonna try to be short with it. I'm not gonna try to take long, but I'm gonna basically give my opinion. Hold on, let me set my camera good. Okay. So I'm basically talk about how I feel prostitution um, has really gone out of control, particularly in New York City, where I'm from. I'm from New York City. I'm within the five boroughs, and prostitution has really, I feel, gone out of control over here. Especially I'm in Queens, New York, like in Queens, but it's kind of like I feel like it's spreading. A lot of these Asian people, Chinese people, whether they're here illegally or not, are coming over here and they're setting up these fake spas where they're prostituting. Growing up when I was young, I actually thought about being a masseuse. And as far as I know, being a masseuse, a real professional masseuse that doesn't jerk perverted, disgusting, creepy sickos off, is actually a respectable career. Like you have to do 2 years in college for and get trained and work in professional, like, actual places that are not low down, dirty, and seedy. A lot of these Chinese or Asian women, I don't know what kind of Asian they are, if they're Chinese, Japanese, whatever, wherever part of Asia they're from. Is Japan in Asia? Sorry if I'm mistaken. I'm so sorry. They're some type of Asian descent, particularly I think Chinese. Um, they're not educated. They're just doing this under the table, disgusting shit, excuse my language, of like maybe they are kind of in a way being trained to massage people in China, but they're coming here to the United States and they are not coming here to better themselves. They're not coming here to be professionals. They're coming here just to hustle and bring their cheap, nasty, disgusting prostitution mentality from China or wherever they're from, in Asia. They're bringing all that bullshit, pardon my French, over here to New York, to the United States and New York, and I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, you know, it's like when you are someone from a foreign country, you should come to a country like the United States to better yourself and to change your life. You don't come over here with the same bullshit, excuse me once again, that you were doing or dealing with in your country. This is not the ghetto, um, this is not the ghettos of communist China. And I'm really not trying to be racist because there's some amazing Asian people, there's some amazing Chinese people, but these people are neither one of those things. I've heard these women are being human trafficked. I don't believe they're all being human trafficked. I do feel like a lot of them want to do what they're doing because they're just disgusting, slutty whores or people. I've heard of children as young as 10 years old working in these places. What kind of places lets children massage disgusting, creepy, sick men who are, number one, probably illegal themselves, because I've seen illegal men go in there that are foreign, Latino illegal men, old men, disgusting men, ugly. They're always ugly because there's a few of them kind of in by where I live. And it's like, first of all, I mean, regardless of how they look, any man that has to pay somebody for sex is a straight up loser. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get a bitch, whether it's a male or female bitch, to massage you when you need and to, fuck on when you need. Excuse my language once again, because I'm really not trying to curse, but this has me so pissed off. Like, these dudes are so pathetic and they're so low down and dirty and nasty. And like, if you have to pay anybody for sex, you are a failure as a man. And I'm just gonna say it straight up: if you have to pay someone for sex as a male, you are a failure as a male and as a man. You don't got game that much. Your game is that whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're that whack and low. You cannot get nobody to massage you and have sex with you for free. You can't get a bitch who loves you, who will rub your feet for free and fuck on you and bust your nuts, whether it's a faggot, a female. You can't get somebody. You have to pay someone to do that shit. Sorry, you are, seriously, you're pathetic. You're a failure. You're a failure as a man if you have to pay for anything. Like, when it comes to anything like that. You know, and it's like, I'm not just gonna sit here and talk about these Chinese women, whether they're being trafficked or not. I believe it's kind of both. I will also talk about people on the streets doing prostitution, whether it's trannies or women. My issue with this is, I feel like, and I'm not bashing every liberal democratic person, because I don't feel like this is necessarily a liberal democratic issue. My thing is this: I feel like a lot of liberal Democrats have tried to really decriminalize prostitution because of the T in particular in LGBTQ. And I'll explain myself further on that. A lot of transgender people are not passable. Some of them, there's a good percentage of them that are passable and that are stunning and that are gorgeous and are beautiful, and you would never notice and you would never tell. If they had the privileges of starting hormone replacement therapy at a young age, and they had the privilege of having parents who accepted them and helped them out with surgeries, or if they just were blessed to have small features, so like small hands, small feet, not too tall, not too broad shoulders, so on and so forth. But a lot of transgenders are not passable. No matter how much surgery they get, no matter how much hormones they take, no matter what, they're just not passable. Something always gives it away, whether it's their voice, whether it's a feature, whether it's their arms, their height, their shoulders, their hands, their feet, whatever it may be. Sometimes, a lot of the times, transgenders do not pass. Once again, I'm not saying all transgenders. I'm just saying there's a good percentage of them that don't pass. Why this is relevant to the prostitution thing, I'm about to tell you right now. Because a lot of these people, unfortunately, deal with biases and deal with judgments and jealousies and envies and just a lot of judgment. And a lot of people do not want to hire these people. So they feel that they cannot do anything but turn to having sex in exchange for money. So I can understand. However, us as a society and a community, as a world, we have to do better when it comes to transgender people. Instead of us saying, let's decriminalize prostitution so that these people can prostitute and make money, we need to stop saying that if we really love these individuals and care about them and want the best for them, and instead say, why don't we create companies and job opportunities and employment opportunities for these individuals who do not fit the gender binary or norms of society and the world. If you really love these people, that's what you would do. You don't say, let's make it okay to prostitute. Let's decriminalize it, because then you know what happens? Rapes, murders, attacks, robberies. There's people who rob the men that go to these prostitutes, that are robbed. Sometimes, people do not respect prostitutes. Do you not understand how many transgenders are murdered and women are murdered because they are prostitutes? Do you not understand? 2 weeks ago, I heard of a young woman who was doing the whole sex for money thing being murdered by a very handsome 19-year-old straight identifying man. I just right now saw a story in Philadelphia that these young men robbed and raped these Chinese women or Asian women working at these spas, and I think also beat them. This kind of garbage brings negative energy. It brings human trafficking, rapes, robberies, murders, beatings, child sex trafficking. It all brings this energy. It brings the quality of life down in our communities. It also, um, you know, like it just brings the property value down, and this just attracts all this negative energy. I've seen a group of men rob these Chinese women about months ago, in these spas. A lot of the time, sometimes they have to try to force men to go in these places because the guys don't really want them. The only guys that go there are, once again, illegal, ugly Hispanic men who are drunk at 4 in the morning, or just guys who are straight up losers who cannot get no ass, you know what I'm saying, for free. Like they cannot get none for free. And they're freaking sick, disgusting perverts. The monsters I've seen going to these places is horrendous. Another thing, I have children in my family. I have a little girl in my family and a little boy. I have two sets of children in my family. I'm a great uncle. I have a grandniece and a grandnephew who's my heart. I have I have other niece and nephew, ages 6 and 4. The other kids are about 4 and 1. Like, I mean, like, do we really want to our children? If you don't have siblings, you're not gonna understand, or like nieces, nephews, or kids, younger cousins or children of your own. Do we really want to grow up in a society where prostitution is okay? Do you want your daughters or your little sisters or your little female cousins or your little nieces to be prostitutes, or nephews to be transgenders and be prostitutes? Do you want them to grow up with this mentality where this is okay? One day they're like, oh, I'm broke. Maybe I should do this behind everyone's back. Of course not. Do you want them to be murdered because they're prostituting wherever it may be? No. You know what I'm saying? And I know some idiot who's always gonna want to rebuttal things because they're dirty and nasty and trashy. I know someone's gonna rebuttal what I'm saying, probably, maybe, and say, well, it depends how you raise them. Kids, when they grow up and they're reach a certain age of being able to do what they want to do, or having more freedom, and especially when they're, already adults at 18, yes, they're gonna do what they want to do, and they're, no matter how good you raise kids, they still do sometimes things they should not do. How many times have we done stuff we should have not done? And I hate when people say, well, if we make it better and more decriminalized, and this and that, and we make this, something that's, whatever, acceptable, there'll be more rights for prostitutes and people won't rape them and beat them and kill them and rob them anymore. That's not true. That's not true, because it's already decriminalized in New York, and these prostitutes are still being raped, robbed, beat, and murdered. Okay? So that's like saying if we legalize marijuana, people are going to stop selling marijuana illegally or stop selling it. There's still illegal marijuana shops. There's still people selling K2 and marijuana that's laced with things, killing people, sending people to hospitals. Oh my God, that was a huge thing even after marijuana was legalized. It got worse. So no, not always when you decriminalize things or legalize it. Thank God prostitution isn't legalized, but it's like, it may never be, and I pray to God it gets decriminalized again. Doesn't mean because and I'll talk about other stuff like not other stuff, like when you decriminalize something or legalize it, that doesn't mean that problems stop. Sometimes problems get worse. These people are coming from their garbage countries, and I'm not calling China entirely garbage, but a lot of these people are coming from their garbage countries, whether it is China, wherever, and they're bringing in this garbage mentality of these sickos, like either human trafficking or these women doing it because they want to do it, and they're just, oh, money, money, let's take money, 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 let's take a piece of the pie and, like, make money. That's all they care about. They don't care about bettering themselves, bettering the communities, bettering our country, our cities, our world. They just think about themselves, and they're like rats. They will destroy New York, they will destroy the United States, and they will destroy any country they go to just so that they can make money, 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 money. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I have children in my family, little girls in particular, and I don't want my kids to see this garbage going around. Anyway, on that note, I feel like prostitution should be extremely criminalized, and it should be extremely illegalized. And if we love people, whether they're transgender or whoever else, instead of saying let's make prostitution okay, which is never okay to be a prostitute. That's disgusting. That's not a goal, career goal. That's not something cool or fabulous. That's low down, trashy, dirty, and disgusting. And if you love people, like trans people or anyone, say, let's make companies and more employment opportunities for transgender people, for women, for anyone. Let's go after more human traffickers, child sex traffickers. Let's help people get proper employment, proper safety, proper rights. You don't fucking say, excuse my language, let's decriminalize some disgusting bullshit like fucking prostitution. That's not how you go about things. And, and on that note, God bless us all, and may God please criminalize and extremely criminalize this disgusting garbage, because it's really like taken over, like not taken over, but it's really gotten a lot worse in New York, and it's just gross in the US, especially New York. It's disgusting, and I'm not for it.